Leaflets, hello! What's going on? Congratulations, Gilgamesh, on claiming first, and thank you, Asai, for checking in, and for 13 months. That's the Kingdom Hearts number. That's crazy. Hello, Wolfman. Please buy me dinner before you're throwing the heart emote. What? We all lovers each other here. Also, I think 7TV is down because they like none of those emotes are working right now. Well, I think people like Nikola Tesla making a deal to become heroic spirits. What? What about that? Nikola Tesla is a heroic spirit. That's a thing. It's funny, I can't picture it. Yeah, it does seem weird. Given that a heroic spirit's power can be roughly estimated by the age of their legend and how famous/infamous they are. Yeah. What's up, Clay? Man, we're really just diving right into this conversation. It's very, now that I know a little bit more about how the Grail system works, based specifically on the original visual novel. Yeah, like it precludes that every summonable heroic spirit must have made a deal with the Grail before they died. So it's a weird, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense in a lot of cases that might happen, but Medusa. Hmm. Maybe this is a JoJo's Part 3 rule. Maybe this is... Maybe this is like... Oh, only a stand user can see another stand, and then in the very next episode, they're on a boat, which is a stand, and everybody's on the boat, and everybody can see the boat, but then they defeat the stand user, who happens to be an orangutan, if I recall correctly, and then the boat disappears, and then suddenly it's not a boat. Even though there were non-stand users on the boat, and they could see and interact with the boat, and the boat was the stand, which directly contradicts the rule that was made exactly one episode prior. It was a boat. It was a boat, but like it was like a skiff. It was not a... It wasn't like a steam engine or whatever. Monkey stands work different. True. That must be it. It must be that stands work different if you're a monkey. Man, there were like 3 or 4 animals that were stand users. You had the orangutan, you had Iggy the dog, you had Horus the bird, you had the turtle in Part 5. Weird. Face Medusa is more in line with the Roman version of the story. I don't know if I'm necessarily familiar... I mean, I might be familiar with the Roman version. I'm not familiar with the differences between the Roman version and the Greek version. I might know the Roman version and think that it's the Greek version. Although I'm pretty sure... Well, no, actually, because in Bullfinch's mythology, he uses a lot of the Roman names, so I might be more familiar with the Roman version, actually. Funny enough. But anyway, yes, today is Mythos Monday. Today is allegedly the penultimate chapter of Fate Stay Night. I put Part 1 in the title because I have a feeling that this is going to be another long chapter. Like, it's this chapter, and then the next chapter is the last one. So I have a feeling that I might end up having to split this chapter in 2, and then I might have to split the next chapter in 2 also. But we are rapidly approaching the finale of the Fate route of Fate Stay Night. I didn't think... I thought there was a lot more left to go. I don't know why I thought that, because every servant except for Gilgamesh is now dead. Lancer died off screen. Lancer died off screen and spoilers. Lancer died off screen and Assassin died off screen. And you can't call me a liar. Technically that's true. Lancer did what? He died. He died off screen. We didn't get to see it. They wrote him out. Yeah. Don't worry. In the Unlimited Blade Works route, we get more Lancer. I can't wait for that. Because Fate has more words than all 3 Lord of the Rings books. It probably does, actually. It probably does. You might be able to say that about a lot of visual novels, come to think of it. More words does not always mean better. Lancer gets his screen time. Lancer gets his screen time. I love Lancer in Unlimited Blade Works route, and I love Lancer in the small amount of screen time he gets in Heaven's Feel route as well, because he just does cool shit. Specifically in the movies. I don't know about the VN. I imagine it's another kind of happens off screen type of deal. But, like, in the Heaven's Feel film, I think it's literally the first Heaven's Feel film. Dude, that shit was cool as hell. That whole sequence with Lancer and Assassin, fuck yeah. Does cool shit, dies. More like does cool shit, gets robbed. Man, fuck off. Hate Assassin. He's a bastard. The stupid power. Ugh. Anyway. Like I said, might have to split today's episode into two. Not sure. Gonna kind of try and play it by ear as we go. Lancers are cursed, prove me wrong. Well, Cuchulainn specifically is cursed, and that's why I kind of am okay with him usually dying off really early. Why is everyone chill with Lysithea hanging around? She fucking killed Archer. Damn, that was quite the reference. They really are both small, white hair and purple. Huh. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, we were gonna, like, give her to the church, and then a bunch of shit happened kind of immediately. So, and now, according to Gilgamesh and Kirei, she has something to do with the Grail. If I was Rin, I'd hit her with my car. Rin doesn't have a car. Also, she can't drive. I don't think she can drive. I don't think she could drive. I think she would be bad at it. Lances that had bad fates. Ku, Karna, and Diarmid. Yeah. Did Karna... What happened to Karna? I'm not... like... I know a little bit of the Mahabharata. It's one of those things that's like not very well explored in Western culture. It's a little hard to come by easy ways to look into those kinds of sources, because usually the sources are the original texts, which is really hard to parse because it's old and man was in Apocrypha. No, you know what? Fair. Karna was like the saving grace of Apocrypha for me. Karna was the reason I watched Apocrypha. That shit was cool as fuck. Karna, and then a little bit of Vlad, because he was technically a Lancer, even though in FGO he's a Berserker, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And Siegfried was kind of cool, but then he, died in the first episode, so that kind of just made everything a little weird. But we're getting all off topic. Yes, Ilya does have a Berserker. Yes, well aware. Should watch Carnival Phantasm. Do all Berserkers look like Broly, or is that just her? That's just her. Although there are a lot of other Berserkers that also look like Broly. There are plenty of Berserkers that don't. First one that comes to mind is Lancelot. There's also Mr. Hyde. Killed by his own half-brother, had his armor that made him near invincible, taken by his half-brother's father, still went to war. Also was thrown out by his mother, similar to Hephaestus. Oh. I see. Yeah, I know a little bit about Karna, that he's kind of like a cousin of the main, sibling dynamic of the story, and he's got, his armor's like a part of his body, I don't remember. Mr. Hyde, what's he hiding? He's hiding that he's also Dr. Jekyll. Oh shit, spoilers! Lancelot because of the Mad Dog. Yeah, because I mean, Lancelot. They fucked up Lancelot in Fate Zero. Like they forced him into the Berserker class. That's why he's like weird. It was some weird magical bullshit. He's still badass though. But yeah, taking it back to like the fictional characters, I don't know how that works, but I'm glad that the Count of Monte Cristo is a an Avenger, because that's just cool as hell. I started rereading that book again. It's so good. It's dense. It can be a bit of a tough read, but Arjuna is the son of Indra, while Karna is the son of Surya, same mother, different kid. Okay, right, yeah. They're like they're related, but they're kind of distant. They're like demigod half brothers. Right, okay. And that's what kind of causes the conflict between them. Yeah. Yeah, I do. There was a channel that did like a series on the Mahabharata, kind of going piecemeal through the story. I don't know. When I was watching it, they were still like making the videos, so it was kind of coming out every other week. So it really depends on what I remember from that story. Which is not a lot, admittedly. But I do really like Karna's design in the Fate verse, and just like the aesthetics of his abilities and his pride. He's very haughty. I fuck with proud characters. I fuck with Vegeta types. Hell yeah. But anyway, I think that's enough yapping for now. We should probably get into the story. We might not have enough time to finish the chapter if I don't. Like I said, it'll probably... I'm expecting to have to split this chapter in half. The luck is now used up for the rest of the year. Who did you pull? What did you do? What have you done? How did you do it? How much did you spend? I haven't pulled anything good in any gotchas that I've been playing. My most recent pulls in Zenless were a second copy of Nekomata and a second copy of Alexandrina. Tiamat and Draco 33. Nice. That's fucking crazy. That's insane. I assume you mean 3 each and not 33 each, because that would actually be fucking nuts. Unless you mean 33 quartz spent, because that's what, 11 rolls? Technically 12, because you get a freebie on every 10. Took 33. Oh, yeah, 33 summons. Okay, yeah, damn. That's not bad. Yeah, that's 3 10 rolls, because you get 1 freebie for every 10. Damn. That's fucking crazy. I can't remember the last good pull in FGO that I got. I don't remember. I haven't played FGO in ages. I'm still in part 1 of this. I still haven't finished. I think I beat Camelot. I think. I was stuck on it for a long time, but I think I finally fucking beat it. But then it just really took the wind out of my sails. Oh man. And it only gets harder from there. Anyway. Let's go. Alright, I gotta mute all of the things. No more sound alerts. No more sounds. Everything's quiet now. Ha! Couldn't hear it. I guess it was Raiko and Berserker Vlad in the same pool. Got mom and a sewing machine. Sewing machine is crazy. I can't argue against Raiko being best mom though. That's very. No comment. Smile. I put smile at the end of the message. Now you can't get mad at me. I think the best singleton was 3 foxes. Oh, mama. Yes. I'm essaying. I'm hackermanzing. I got that clicky keyboard. We love the tip taps and the click clacks. I don't know what just made me think of it, but like, man, I've really been wanting to play Minecraft lately. Y'all know why, but like, god damn. But like, I'm so shit at modding games. I used to really take a lot of time to look into mods and stuff. I want to play Cobblemon, but I don't want to deal with fucking mod launchers and shit. I don't know, man. Fucking maybe eventually. I don't know. Wouldn't be Pokemon. No, sure, no, of course not. Wouldn't be. Never. Would never be. Of course it is. God damn it. But like, I would wanna like run a server for you guys. I would want to open something up to play with you guys. I think we have a small enough community here where that would not really be a problem. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about whitelists or blacklists. I could just basically let anybody come in and hang out. I think that could be fun, but I don't know enough about Minecraft, or I don't know enough about vanilla Minecraft at this point, or modded Minecraft to do that reliably. But I am thinking about it. Happy Valentine's Day! Pokemon Minecraft server? Yeah. Would be Cobblemon specifically. Bold of you. Bold of me to assume that Asai won't cause chaos on purpose. Then, the next thing I know, it's morning. Pathetic. I couldn't sleep a wink. I sigh and turn off the ringing alarm clock. Today, no matter what she says, Saber and I are going on a date. My first priority will be to take her to plenty of places so she'll have a chance to enjoy herself. I've been trying to search my mind for the perfect spot for a date, but before I could come up with anything, my alarm went off. What's the incentive to get there? That's to be determined, I think. Maybe I do set up, like, an incentive or something. Be gone, but yeah, maybe we like make that a sub goal or something. I don't know. I'll think about it. Details. Because again, I'd have to like look into how to like manage. Like, I don't even know like commands and stuff. There's a lot that I'd have to look into to get that to work. I like the music. I turned the alarm clock on just in case. As hard as I tried, I still couldn't think of anything last night, so I borrowed an alarm clock from Tosaka, figuring I might have to pull an all-nighter. Not that it's done any good. Come to think of it, I've never been on a date. I sigh again. That's sort of a problem. I'm nervous enough, plus I didn't sleep, but I think the worst part is how shocked I am that, after staying up all night to think about it, I couldn't come up with a single thing a girl might like. Fine, I'm going to leave it all to chance. I'm just going to take her all over the place, and she'll learn what it's like to have a good time. I'll just take her to cute shops. Well, I feel like there's a fundamental flaw in that plan, but I've already made up my mind. There's nothing else I can think of, but what this all boils down to is that today is going to be a day packed with fun, and it'll go on until Saber says she's had enough. I've got a feeling that that's going to happen sooner rather than later. Unless you stuff her full of food. So Iliasville has not yet awoken? No, she's still asleep. It doesn't look like she's going to wake up anytime soon, so you two got lucky there. If Ilia were awake, she would have followed Shiro around and gotten in your way. Yes, we cannot have her accompany Shiro like she has been doing. Things may have taken an unexpected turn last night, but today we shall go and search for the remaining masters. Shiro does not have time to be taking care of Iliasville. Well, I wasn't talking about her getting in the way like that. But, oh well. She has no idea. It's not my place to tell you exactly what you're doing. This is you and Shiro's problem. Tosaka laughs mischievously. Question of the day, mischievously or mischievously? I realize only after asking that question that you guys can't answer because you're in text form. So you're just gonna type the word and I'm gonna have to guess. I've done this on I've done that before where I've asked how you guys pronounce a word before realizing that there's no way for me to know how you pronounce the word because you're typing it to me instead of saying it. Question of the day. There is no question of the day. If you were gonna write it in French, that would have really thrown me for a loop. That would have really... You would have really gotten me there. Okay, anyway. Oh, excuse me. Problem between Shiro and I? We finished breakfast, and it seems like a good time to leave. Saber is ready to look for masters, but I'm determined to execute my plan as well. I just need to be a man and tell her. About that, Saber. We're going to go to the neighboring town today. If you have to get ready, I want you to do it now. I can't with Rin's fucking shit-eating grin in the background. I love this bitch, dude. She's so funny. That's my wife. Are we going to search for masters? I would suggest we go to the suburbs instead of going to the neighboring town. That's not what we're doing. The two of us are going to go out and have fun today, so there's no point in us going to the suburbs. Huh? Saber freezes. I try to ignore the sound of Tosaka trying and largely failing to control her laughter behind me. I will get her for that later. Is that Rin Toe Sucker? I hope so. What? Shiro, I do not understand. It is not you and Rin going out to have fun, but... If I'm going, you're the only one who can come with me, Saber. Tosaka's going to stay back and watch Ilya, so she has nothing to do with this. This is ridiculous. You and I going to the next town to investigate will yield nothing. There's no point to this. What are you trying to accomplish here? I've probably been reading for like 5 minutes and I can't stop yawning already. It's bad. Saber's pretty clearly frustrated. Yeah. I kind of figured something like this would happen, but things are looking even bleaker than I thought, since she clearly thinks we're going out to town to search for masters. This is rough. I'm being really clear, but you still don't get it, Saber. I'm trying to ask you on a date. I ignore Tosaka's stare as I speak to Saber. Excuse me. I'm not sure how much Saber understands. I do not understand what you mean. Can you clarify, Shiro? At least she's direct. She looks even more irritated. And suddenly, it's like a switch flips in my head. There's no sense beating around the bush here. It'd be best if I were just blunt with her. Shiro, if you tell me to go to town, then I will obey. However, I would appreciate it if you explain what the purpose of this date is. No matter how familiar I am with this age, there are terms I still do not know. Please do not use technical terms without explaining them. I don't know if I'd call date a technical term. It's not really a technical term. I can teach you if you don't know, but a date is when someone goes out and has fun with a girl. You might not want to phrase it exactly that way. Saber goes completely still. A girl? Do you mean me? She's dazed now, muttering. Oh, excuse me. When I nod yes, Saber looks even more confused. I understand the meaning of the word now, but I still do not understand your intentions. For what reason would you do such a thing? I wasn't expecting this question. I mean, I know what the point of a date is, but now that I'm on the spot and Saber wants me to explain it to her face, well... she's confused because you're using an unusual term. Drop date and just use a term that's easier to understand. Fucking like what? Listen, Saber. A date basically means a tryst. Shiro may be talking about going out and having fun, but what he's really getting at here is the whole boy trying to attract the attention of a girl he likes thing. So you just meant use a word that Saber understands? Like tryst instead of date. Yeah, I don't think Shiro was gonna come up with tryst. I don't think that was gonna happen. I cough loud. Tosaka may be right, but I am pretty confident that a date and a tryst are two very different things. But I don't think it's worth mentioning. From her reaction, it looks like Saber finally understands what a date is. Exactly, Saber. We're going to head to town. We're going to head to town and we're not going to fight. We can't fight during the day anyway because there are people around, so there should be no problem with us spending the day however we want. That may be true, but this seems pointless. I can see nothing that you will gain from doing such a thing. That's not entirely true, and I wouldn't mind if it were. I've decided to spend the day with you, Saber, so don't worry about me. We're going to go out to town, and that's it. Nothing you say will change my mind, Saber. I look her straight in the eye. Saber ponders for a while, looking serious. Then even if I refuse, will you be heading out to town on your own? Yep, I'm definitely going. Or everything I spent all night thinking about will have been a waste. Then I cannot allow you to go unaccompanied. I am your servant, and so cannot leave my master to go alone. After taking a deep breath, Saber answers in her usual manner. Okay, that could have gone better, but at least I've managed to convince her to come out. I shouldn't sweat the small stuff at this point. Have fun! Bring back something nice! As we step outside, I make a rude gesture at Tozuka since she made fun of me until the very end. Did he flip her the bird? Holy shit. So, what specifically are we going to do, Shiro? Well, let's just head to the neighboring town. We'll catch the bus at the intersection. The hilly path is unusually quiet. It's a little past 9 in the morning on a weekday, and the town is starting to come alive, but it must be a little early to be heading out somewhere. There's no one on the road. It's like we have the road to ourselves. Now that I think about it, I don't feel guilty about skipping school anymore. I've been cooped up in the house these past few days. Yeah, we haven't gone to school in like at least a week. How long ago was that? How long ago was that first fight with Shinji? I don't remember. Of course. You are a master, so you should not be walking around so casually. Saber's tone is sharp. Saber following behind me is nothing new, but it feels different today. I feel this immense pressure directed at me, and that's putting it mildly. I can tell Saber's going to be tough to handle. We get on the bus. It would have been stuffed with people about an hour ago, but there's only a handful of people using it now. The only people on the bus are old women with children, so it feels like we have the place to ourselves. Saber, let's sit at the very back. I call out to Saber, who for some reason tries to sit at the front of the bus, and lead her to a wider seat at the back. That's a cute shot. This is pretty. This is a pretty shot. This is very romantic. Not that the back of a bus is inherently romantic, but like, you know, pretty girl looking out the window. That's a very cute shot. Saber quietly looks out over the passing scenery. I steal a glance at her and realize how crazy I am for what I'm trying to do today. Oh, now you realize how crazy this is. Okay. Taking the bus to a nearby town is an ordinary thing for me. But here, in this ordinary place, something extraordinary is happening. Or... well, I'm finding myself questioning whether I'm actually doing this whole date thing, and my mind starts spinning and whirling like some complex cube puzzle. Crap. I'm getting really nervous. It's kind of getting out of control. I take a deep breath to calm myself down so Saber won't notice. But then, and I know this is stupid, I take another look at Saber. My heart skips a beat. I hardly recognize Saber as she sits next to me. Or, well, it's less that I don't recognize her than it is that the situation itself is unrecognizable. It makes me realize that she is something else. She is different. I didn't realize it when we were at home. This ordinary, everyday life seems to me like it's become something entirely new and different just because Saber's here. Her golden blonde hair, her green eyes, those alone are enough to make her overwhelmingly beautiful. It hadn't really crossed my mind since I never had much to compare her to. I remember the first time I met Saber. I must have been avoiding her because I was too embarrassed to admit that I was admiring Saber. No matter what Saber says to me, she's a girl before she's a swordsman. I didn't know how to react to her, and I didn't understand my feelings for her. I have to admit, I know I sound stupid. I've developed trust and affection for Saber, past the point of no return, and now I've decided to go on a date with her. The order of events is all backward. Now, as I get off the bus, I finally realize what a big deal it is to go on a date with a girl I like. But that's okay. I can only give it my all, so I can't very well take it all back and cower in fear now. I calm myself and try to shake off my ridiculous apprehension. The bus crosses the bridge and drives towards the development area and its masses of tall buildings. I breathe out, almost whistling, and ready myself. The familiar bus announcement tells us that we've arrived at Shinto Station. It's only 9 in the morning, but the area around the station is already busy. Most of the shops don't open until around 10 o'clock, but cafes and smaller bookshops are starting to open up. There are already more people here than you'd expect in Miyama, even if it were a weekend. We get off the bus and Saber looks around the area, displeased. I don't blame her. She hasn't really agreed to the whole date thing, and everyone is staring at her now. I doubt she loves that. Crap, I should have figured this might happen if I brought Saber here in the morning. But this discomfort is bound to follow us around all day. The only cure for this I can think of is Saber enjoying herself so much she forgets all the awkwardness. Alright. I smack my fist into my hand and look over to Saber. Saber, before we start, is there anywhere you'd like to go? We came all the way out here, so we can do whatever you want today. I think she wants to go home. No, there is nothing. This place holds no particular interest to me, and I have little knowledge about it with which to make any other decisions. Are you sure? This is gonna be tough. Then I really do just have to wing it. If you don't want to go anywhere, then I don't know where to go. Things are looking kind of grim. Gentlemen, this is not how you plan a date. You can't just go to a place and be like, all right, what do you want to do? You gotta have something. You gotta have something. You gotta have something. Even if it is just window shopping, basically. You can't just be like, you can't do it like that. You can't do it like that. There's gotta be sights to see. There's gotta be things to do. You gotta go do something. Man, Depends on where you go. Well, that's what I mean, is that, like, there could be, it could just be window shopping. Like, but, like, you gotta go, like, you gotta go to a place. You gotta go to, like, a fancy mall, or, like, a strip mall, or some town, like a tourist town, basically. So something that's, like, scenic, you know? So that it doesn't feel like you're just walking around aimlessly in a city. It's like, you know, it's cozy. You gotta do something. Go to a place that has stuff to see but you've never been in, it's worth going on. Right, yeah, or you go someplace that you haven't been before, so then the date is the adventure, right? Yeah. But also, Shiro, you fucking live here. You should know where to go to hang out. God damn it. My point is, this is not a plan in any sense of the word. I hope you are not saying you have made no plans for today, Shiro. See? You see? Do you really think Shiro goes out? That's a good point. That's a good point. He almost definitely does not. Up until the Holy Grail War, he went to school, to his part-time job, and then home. And strengthens random objects, exactly. And speaking of which, I bet you forgot he had a part-time job, huh? I didn't. We went there one time. Well, I have some plans, but they're a little light on details. For the time being, let's just hit up as many shops as we can. That's kinda hard too. I know some stores I'd enjoy, but I have no idea what girls like. Honestly, if I'd known this would happen to me someday, it'd have been smart to go out with a girl from class at least once. Ah, it's his first date ever. Checks out. Trying to spot Rin in the background with a mustache and glasses. That'd be funny as fuck. I do not intend to object, but there is something wrong with you, Shiro. I would not have thought much had you suggested to take a break, but that you have no plan for this interlude is completely ridiculous. Crap, now Saber's lecturing me. This is the first time she's ever given me such an earful outside the dojo. She wasn't into this from the start, and I figured all the people staring at her wouldn't help, but I didn't realize it'd be this bad. Oh, I just had a sneeze almost sneak up on me entirely. Just one, though. You know what they say about just one sneeze? Somebody's talking about me. I have been waiting for the opportunity to bring up your lack of planning. You may be keenly aware of the people around you, but you care little for yourself. Consequently, you end up paying the price for your lack of self-regard. Hey, are you listening, Shiro? I am. Bottom line is that you don't understand why you're here, right? Right, Saber? I think that was the top line, actually. I know the places I'm going to take you will bore you, so I don't blame you for not liking it. The self-deprecating isn't helping your case. It is not that, but I am only saying that now is not the time for this kind of thing. I know that, but I'm also ignoring that since I've already decided to spend all day with you on a date, Saber. I'm not going to change my mind no matter what you say. That's that. I look straight at Saber. The only thing Saber can do is look back at me in shock. But if you have something to say, I'll at least hear you out. I'm sure you have things to say, and I'd appreciate it if you told me now. That way we won't have to worry about holding back later on. If you say you don't want to go on a date with me, I'll think of something else we can do. No, you do not need to go through all of that trouble. I just... It's odd seeing Saber at a loss for words. Well, if you have nothing to say, then let's go. You don't get to get mad about wherever we go, since you don't have any requests. Maybe we should go to an aquarium. I hear those are popular. That sounds good, so I grab Saber's hand. Bro was up all night, couldn't come up with aquarium. If you know there's an aquarium that you could go to, and you didn't, that wasn't like the first thing you thought of? Man, maybe I'm just old. Maybe my experience is clashing with Shiro's lack of experience. Shiro, I am not complaining, but I do not think it is necessary to hold hands. How lewd. Huh? Well, we're wasting time here, so we're going to run a bit. And I'll guide you to where we're going, so follow me, don't let go. This guy's dense. I mean, we knew that from day one, that Shiro's fucking dense. But not like this. I start running without waiting for Saber's reply. I've been pretty clear with Saber, so no more being pathetic in front of her. For now, I just need to escort her to every place I can think of. Saber's hand in mine, I run through the crowd. Apparently, Saber's given up resisting, as she just follows obediently. It's a little before 10 o'clock. We have 2 hours until lunchtime, so I'm going to make the most of that and really knock Saber's socks off. Okay. Wasn't prepared for that idiom. That kind of threw me for a loop. Those 2 hours were like a storm. First, we tried a boutique I'd normally never go to. Then we tried our hand at bowling while I taught her the rules. I love bowling. I couldn't find the aquarium, but... I'm upset. No, fuck you, Shiro. I'm mad. I couldn't find the aquarium, head ass. I fucking... I'm pissed. I couldn't find the aquarium, but we fed birds at the park. I'm fucking mad. Why did you come up with aquarium if you didn't know where the aquarium was? I thought you were being an idiot for not coming up with the aquarium as the first thing you thought of, but oh no, you just thought of aquarium because somebody said it on TV one time. You dense motherfucker. Oh my, What are birds if not the fish of the sky? Put that on a t-shirt. Oh my god. This is an interesting antique shop that ended up being a lot of fun, and I maintain that not going to the movie theater was the right choice. Anyway, I spent the whole time taking her places I figured a girl might like that... Screw that up. A girl might like, and I was 2 hours of failure and defeat. However I tried to spin it, the day really wasn't shaping up to be a date. It felt more like a battle to the death, in which the first person to give up loses. Wherever I took Saber, she acted exactly like she always has done. Once in a while she would fall so quiet I would start to worry if she was truly angry. Her lack of reaction made it clear to me she was not having fun, which pushed me to try even harder each time. Take your axe throwing, Saber would love that. Actually, yeah, she probably fucking would. She would love axe throwing. I think in Unlimited Blade Works, they go to the batting cages, and she likes that. She's bad at it, but she likes it anyway. That's what's important. And so I ran all around the city, desperate to make Saber smile. But noon came before I actually accomplished anything. And with Saber's reminder that it's lunchtime, I decided to take a short break. However... Holy... What is this place? I can't help but blurt it out as we sit down. I suggest going to the coffee shop near the river for lunch. That was the only advice Tosaka gave me last night. So I did as she suggested and picked this restaurant, but I never imagined it would be so pretentious. Do you mean classy? This guy's fucking hopeless, bro. I cannot deal with Shiro. I take a look at the menu. Luckily, the menu has Japanese translations next to all its foreign text, so I can at least figure out what all the dishes are. The problem is that I've never even heard of any of these dishes, and the prices are outrageous. Where are we? On Mars or something? I have no idea what to order. I stare at the menu and growl. Shiro? I thought we came here to eat lunch. Saber looks around a little concerned. Yeah, but this is really not what I expected. I look up, and what I see is Saber, looking like a cornered rabbit. If you are uneasy, we can head back to the mansion. I actually prefer the food you prepare, Shiro. Does that mean you want to go home? No, it is not that I want to go back, but I have been nervous all day, and am more tired than usual. Really? Oh. I thought about going back out after we had lunch and a bit of a break, but if you're tired, maybe we should take a longer break here. No, that is not what I mean. Tired is not quite the right word. It is more like, well... Saber stops. Fortunately, I'm the only one who hears the faint squeak from her stomach. Oh, she could have just told me she was hungry. I am sorry. What I am trying to say is that I would appreciate it if we could eat lunch as soon as possible. Got it. Yeah, it may not be interesting, but let's order whatever looks okay here so we can get our food quick. I don't know, man. Shiro... If I were Saber out on a date with Shiro, I mean, I wouldn't, like, ditch him mid-date, because I wouldn't do that. But, like, man, you're striking out, bro. This is not... Anyway, we got ads. Any second now, so we're gonna take a short break while they're taking a short break. Shiro, you frustrate me to no end. You had a winning streak for a while there after you gave up the chauvinism and fought alongside Saber. But man, if I were Shiro on a date with Saber, I would simply invite her into the restaurant bathroom for a quick Amana transfer. Okay, ban Tobias. Somebody banned to buy. God fucking damn it. Tries to shadow ban Tobias. Hackermans is into Twitch's database. Bans the mod, becomes mod himself, becomes the streamer. Wild. As a holy spirit, she requires the mana to sustain herself more than food, really? It's only logical. Yeah, but, you know... That's fucking lewd. Just because we're at a coffee shop doesn't mean we're having a coffee break, okay? SMH. I should open a witch cafe. Shiro Saber. That's something like that. I've been to something like that. Nearby-ish. Not so nearby that I could go there frequently, but it's kind of like a day trip kind of thing. Make dishes rich in mana. Huh? Clay, I don't think you understand what you're saying. I don't think you understand what you're saying when you say that. In the Fate universe, mana is transferred between two people via various bodily fluids, including blood, saliva, and other fluids. Not like that. Yeah, I hope not. That's all kinds of health violation. Yeah, that's very put a little extra cream in your coffee. Can you transfer mana through breast milk? Forget I said that. We're moving on. It should be easy if a light snack is all we need. I ordered 2 things that seem like lunch dishes, and we quickly eat. While I'm drinking my after-meal coffee, I start thinking about what to do in the afternoon. Not even gonna have an antics scene about what you ordered? You just got away with it? Alright, fine. What I learned this morning is that physical stuff like bowling is no good. Saber is extremely competitive. That in itself is good, but Saber's looks already draw enough attention, and when she gets like that, well, she stands out even more. After we finished the game, Saber got sulky because of all the attention she drew. So we're going to avoid physical activities. Hey, Saber, I'm going to ask you this again. Is there anywhere you want to go? Me? No, nowhere in particular. I do not know my way around, so I will keep following you. She seems very much placated after we stuffed her full of presumably cheeseburgers. I don't know. I don't know what we ordered. Saber lifts her teacup as she speaks. She ordered black tea to have after her meal, and it seems she enjoys its flavor. I hardly serve black tea at home, and even if I did, it'd just be a cheap tea bags. Saber must not have been satisfied with the drinks I've been serving at home, since it looks like she prefers black tea. Well, I should be more mindful about that starting tonight. Heads up, Shiro, she's British. They do primarily black teas over there. That's... hello? She's Western. Western is black tea. Eastern is green tea. Generally. Saber isn't doing much. She's just drinking her tea. She doesn't seem particularly happy, but she doesn't exactly look bored either. I guess she's just being Saber. As sunlight pours in through the window, Saber sits up straight, gracefully sipping from her teacup. It's the first time I've seen her do this, but it seems so natural. It's like I've seen it a million times before. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Saber, at least as I know her, is always so serious. Only focused on wielding her sword, on fighting. Oh, I get it. It's only natural. I only think of her as the girl who takes up her sword. The moment she sets her sword aside, Saber is always calm and gentle. This scene doesn't feel new or unnatural to me because it's just her being who she is. No matter how skilled a swordsman she is, this is Saber just being normal. Or, wielding her sword isn't what makes her exceptional. I once thought while I was dreaming that she was suited for fighting. I don't think I'm wrong there. No matter how great her sword skills are, no matter how many battlefields she's been on, as long as she was really herself, she couldn't have found the battlefield a comfortable place to be. That's why this is how it's supposed to be. Saber is not wielding a sword. She is just resting and unwinding. She belongs in this serene setting. Nothing changes in the afternoon. I take her to every shop I can think of, and Saber follows quietly. At least it's not as awkward as earlier in the morning. Either I'm getting used to the situation, or Saber's given up. She's still quiet, but the more I watch her, the more I notice she looks either angry or not angry, which is really confusing. Whenever I see Saber coming out of a store looking excited, I feel this sense of accomplishment. It makes me really happy. Then, after a careful consideration of what Saber might like, I'm not certain, but I determine this is the shop most likely to please Saber. Get that girl a stuffed animal. Girls love stuffed animals. They love plushies. Alright, what do we got? A shitload of bears. Just a lot of... God, wow, that was a lot of bears. Some dogs. I think there's cats over there, and maybe some sheep. We got... Those rats? What? Hold on. What are these? What are these? What are these supposed to be? Bats? Rats? Wombats? Fucking, what? I can't... What animal is that? These look like donkeys. What? What is this? What is this green thing? You know what? I'm getting... This is not what I should be concerned with right now. This doesn't matter. Hi, Kitty. What's up? Welcome in. I'm sorry, you caught me at a bit of an awkward moment. I'm just trying to see what all of these stuffed animals are. They might be bats. They might, because they look like they're like wrapped, they're like swaddled in their own wings. They might be bats. It might be fruit bats or something. It's a little hard to tell. I don't know. We got... Oh, it's the little mushroom guy. It's the type... That's Nasu. Oh my god. Okay, now all of a sudden I'm glad that I noticed this little green top mushroom, like right by my head. That's Nasu. That's Nasu's that's his like icon. That's like what he uses to denote himself. Kind of like how Toriyama used to use the little robot guy. That's Nasu right there. What are you looking at? I'm looking at like this very front counter on the bottom. I don't know what they are. Are they pigs in blankets? Could be pigs. It's incredibly not important. I want to know. They are pig. I think they could just be pigs. I think maybe I was overthinking it. They are they Highland coos? I don't know, man. I'm not certain, but I determined this is the shop most likely to please Saber. Saber stands in front of the store, mouth agape. I'm not sure if her shoulders are trembling because she's angry or excited. I just can't tell. Shiro, where are we? Animal Alley, apparently. I hear this is the biggest stuffed animal shop in town. I've never been here since men aren't allowed. Men aren't allowed? Men aren't allowed in the stuffed animal shop? Come again? Obviously it's not that men aren't allowed in the store. Oh, okay. Then what do you... I'm just gonna let Shiro keep talking, I guess. Obviously it's not that men aren't allowed in the store. It's just that most of the customer base are girls, so there's this unspoken rule about men not going inside. What if you, like, have a girlfriend that you're buying a gift? I'm just gonna... just let it go. Let it go, Conla. Let it go. Besides, there are only girls in the store right now. Saber, with her beautiful blonde hair, is drawing attention, while I'm drawing glares for being a guy. They must all be trying to keep me out of their sanctuary. And I can't agree more. Even I don't think guys should be in a store like this. Shiro, I thought we got over the sexism. I thought we were making great strides. Different times. This is like 2004. This is not different. It's not that different. I was alive when this was happening. Well, we've come all the way here, so don't hold back. Let's take a look around. Do you have a favorite animal, Saber? Well, I suppose I find lions and leopards to be quite lovely. Do you find that strange? It's written by adults from 2004. That all the more reason. Adults wouldn't give a shit. I don't know, man. It's just stupid. I find myself turning away and trying not to laugh. I'm not sure why Saber is liking lions is strange. Shiro, your reaction does not seem right. It fills me with an inexplicable sense of rage. Or is it my imagination? I love this expression. So screenshot this shit. That's an emote right there. No. Sorry. I couldn't help but laugh. A lion is just so perfect for you. What? It is not right to laugh at someone's preferences, Shiro. And there is nothing wrong with lions. And I said I'm sorry. To make it up to you, I'll take you somewhere good, so don't get mad. I try to fight down my laughter and walk into the store. Let's see. Looks like animal stuffed toys are over there. Yeah, everywhere. It's the whole place. And it takes about an hour to get from one end of the store to the other. I watch in silence as Saber stares at the stuffed animals, while I worry about the dozen or so sets of prying eyes staring at me from around the store. I've never been so exhausted in my life as I am today. The terrifying thing is that we've only made it through half of the store. Saber frequently is paralyzed. That is, she often stops and stares at a stuffed animal. Even after all this time, we're only halfway through the store. Saber seems very interested in the other half of the store, so I guess I'll just hang around while she does what she wants here. Shiro, why are you sighing? Are you tired from walking around so much? Yeah, I'm just a little tired. I usually don't get tired so easily, but today's special. I guess I should be careful about doing things I'm not used to doing. I heave a sigh. I don't mind people staring at us when we're just walking around, but I'm uncomfortable with it when we're in this girly shop. When you're mentally drained, the first part of your body that feels it is your legs. What about you, Saber? This must be your first time in a store like this. Let me know if you get tired. Yes, I am a little uncomfortable, but you look far more so. Not only here. You did not seem comfortable in the previous shop, or the one before that. I hope you are not selecting places you do not wish to go. Suddenly, those words dispel all the worries and mental exhaustion I felt earlier. Yeah. Honestly, I might have chosen a bunch of places I wouldn't normally go. I knew it. That is ridiculous, Shiro. You are aware of your own dislike, so why would you purposefully go there? You will... It's the sort of place girls like, right? I was the one who made you come out with me, and it's your day. Besides, it's not so bad, since you're with me. I'm with a beautiful girl, so I don't look completely out of place. All the stares directed at me aside. That is absurd. I may not be armed, but I am still a servant. Even if I am not fighting, you need not treat me like a woman. You must treat me as a servant, like always. This chapter is mentally tiring. Yeah, for some reason, this is more exhausting than the fight scenes. You're the one being absurd. You are a girl. I'm not trying to treat you differently today, unless you feel like I am. What's up, Dark Rebellion? How you doing? We're on a date with Saber, and I am seething because Shiro does not know how to take a girl out. He took her to the stuffed animal store, which is like the only thing he's done right so far. But he's botching it. He's botching it. He's even fucking up that. Poor Shiro got no riz. Nah, ain't nothing poor about Shiro. Bro has been... Bro is relapsing into his chauvinism. Fuck this guy. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. She's bewildered. Saber's mouth hangs open, as if she's only just now realizing this. No, you are the same. You are acting the same as you always do. See? No need to worry about me. So let's keep going. If we're going to buy your favorite thing in here, we still have to see the other half of the store. I take Saber's hand. She offers no objection as I tug her along. Oh, that is right. It has always been like this. I do not know why I'm realizing this now. She murmurs to herself, sounding dazed. The uncomfortable day passes by in a flurry. Saber never laughs, not once during the whole day. So neither do I. No part of the day was particularly memorable, but neither was there any painfully boring aspect. Basically, nothing significant happened. The way it went, maybe Saber would have been happy if we'd stayed in the dojo and trained together. I am so... Shiro, you are the world's worst boyfriend. Oh my god. Bro, shut up. What do you... Nothing significant happened. She didn't smile or laugh, and neither did I, and basically it was the worst fucking date of all time. Yeah, and whose fault was that? Bro got on the bus, drove into town, got off the bus, and said, okay, what do you want to do? That was supposed to be you were supposed to come up with what to do. That's what a date is. I am unreasonably angry about this. Can't believe this shit. Yeah, Shiro needs a strong, independent woman to sweep him off of his feet. But he wouldn't, because he's a chauvinist. And he's supposed to be the one to protect the girls. Don't forget that. The girls shouldn't be fighting because he should be out there dying instead. Despite the fact that Saber is literally King Arthur and is better than him at everything. I'm so... I don't even know, man. I don't even know anymore. God damn it. Let's just keep going. But today wasn't all that bad either. Even if it didn't end up being all that exciting, I should be proud that I at least managed to take Saber around. After the war is over, and once everything goes back to normal, I don't want to look back on all this and realize that all the time I spent with Saber was in combat. I can... Alright. He'd be the first to die in Jurassic Park or any kind of thriller. Yeah, I could see that. He would just die completely needlessly in some horror movie. Yeah, I could see that. Even if this entire date was stupid, she needs to spend some time doing something other than fighting, or there's no point in her being here. So yeah, I should be proud of myself. The end is near. When everything is done, and when there's no need to fight anymore, if Saber can look back on this moment, that's enough for me. Not sure if I agree with all of that, but it's the thought that counts. We walk back home. Just as we're trying to get on the bus, I would prefer to walk home. Saber finally voices a preference. The winds are picking up. The brilliant sunset paints the bridge red. Oh. Saber notices something, stops, and looks over the bridge into the river. She's looking at a mountain of rubble. Are you remembering that time you fought Castor and the big creature? I remember. Shiro has no idea, but I remember. I say it's a mountain, but the pile isn't really that high. Steel frames and other things are piled up just a little below the water level, and it's only slightly disturbing the flow of the river. I don't know what happened, but some boat probably sank. Then pieces of it drifted here. I hear some of the neighboring residents have been complaining, trying to get rid of the pile since it's so unsightly. What is it, Saber? Did that catch your attention? It's nothing. I only noticed that it is still here. You see, I caused that. During the previous war, I was forced to do battle over the water, and I had to use my noble phantasm. Oh shit, she actually was remembering. Damn, I was making a joke. She was actually talking about the fight with Castor's big monster that happened on this bridge. Damn. Fate Zero reference? The only damages were the river drying up, but unfortunately it also struck a ship that was anchored there. Struck? With Excalibur? It's honestly surprising that any part of the ship remained. Yes. Fortunately, there was nobody on board, and the damage was minimal. The river has gone back to normal, so I believe there is nothing to be upset over. Well, I feel bad about it, and regret it. I should be more careful. Kage! Hello, welcome, thank you so much for the raid! Clay, wait a minute, weren't you here a second ago? Hold on, wait a minute. What do you mean, Raider? Well, let me get you shut out really quick. I do believe I have messed up in the VN I was playing. Uh-oh. That's not good. I was lurking for a little bit, but then I suddenly got busy at the same time, so I was kind of... I wasn't able to chat, but I was lurking for a little bit. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Conla Redleaf, aka Conla the Kingslayer, the Wandering Wolfboy Warrior. Woo! Today is Mythos Monday, so we're reading through some Fate Stay Night. We're in the penultimate chapter, although I'm thinking about maybe slicing this chapter into 2 parts for time purposes, but I'm not quite sure on that. We're kind of playing it by ear. So yeah, you go from one VN to another. This one's not this one is voice acted, but exclusively in Japanese, so I'm doing all of the reading myself. It's my fault you're both streaming VNs all the time. It's not your fault, Clay. I'm just teasing you. We appreciate the multi-lurking. We appreciate the multi-chatting. It's if you're in multiple streamers chats at the same time, you are like the best kind of Twitch viewer. You show up to everybody and you hang out. It's the best. Not to toot my own horn, but you know. Thanks again, Kage, for the raid. And if you guys need to raid and run, you gotta go get some rest, get some food, whatever the case may be. Don't let me hold you up. But if you're sticking around, get comfy, because we will be continuing the story post-haste. Yeah, multi-lurking / cheating is the way. Yeah, multi-chatting, not multi-cheating. Wish Twitch would let us lurk on more than 2 people and have a count. I think if you use like Chatterino, which is a third party, like it's a program you have to download, I think if you use that, it counts like every chat that you include, but I'm not sure. I think it used to, and then Twitch like changed some stuff, so I don't know if it still works that way. But yeah, I don't really know. It has to do with like your IP address and how many like ins versus outs of data. I don't really. I'm not a huge tech guy, but when it comes to networking, I know basically nothing. So I really don't know how it works. But I've heard some people say that it does work, and then other people will be like, but it doesn't. Like they changed it so you can only like show up positively in like 2 chats at a time. I don't know, but yeah, we support your streamers is basically the gist of it. We love lurkers. We cherish chatters. We support streamers. I was gonna say quote some third alliterative thing, but then I figured it out. I got there. Hell yeah. Awfully proud of myself. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the story, shall we? I should be more careful. When we use Excalibur, I need to be mindful to use it somewhere there's a lot of open space, like out here. Shiro, are you still mad? Yeah? No, I'm not mad. I was just surprised. Plus, it's a reminder that there are still remnants from the previous war. Compared to the wasteland at the Central Park, the mound of rubble in this river is nothing. Though, I guess the ship's owner might not have come out of that so great. Please do not worry too much. Kiritsugu said the boat's owner had insurance, and they originally parked the ship with the intention of using it as a cushion to dampen the river's flow. The ship acted as a wall that mitigated the damage from my noble phantasm. Does that mean you destroyed the ship knowing it was there for that purpose? I was not aware. Kiritsugu had that prepared without my knowing. He must have been able to predict how the battle would turn out. I did not know because he did not say a word before or after he prepared the boat. And then Saber looks down at the river, probably thinking back to that earlier Holy Grail War. The surface of the water glitters with reflected sunlight. The wind coming from the river flutters Saber's hair. She's so beautiful. Saber, did you have fun today? I'm suddenly scared Saber's going to disappear, so I ask a question it's probably better not to voice.
Hi.
Come again? Did you say something, Shiro? So pretty. I still like Tozaka better, but she's pretty. I did. I asked if you had fun today. I hold my breath. Saber looks a little confused. Yes. I would be lying if I said none of it was new to me. She says it fondly. Like she knows she'll never have a day like she knows she'll never have another day like this. Which is exactly why I already knew her answer. The only thing left for me to do is nod in agreement, and then walk her home. At the least, things can still go back to normal if I leave it at that. I see. I look at Saber and nod. Then, let's come again. We'll have other chances to do something like this. It's maybe a dangerous thing to say. Saber's expression hardens. I think she realizes what I'm trying to say. She looks directly at me and silently shakes her head. There will not be a second time. This happened today, and that's where it will stay. Why not? I know exactly what Saber's going to say. I know I won't be satisfied with her answer, but I ask anyway. I need not explain. Servants exist only to fight. What we did today is only me denying what I am. I obeyed only because you determined we need rest. But from here on, there is no need for me to rest. There are only a few enemies left. Should you order me, I can leave and search for Lancer right now. She focuses on me, eyes blazing with her fighting spirit. Saber is saying that she can head into battle any time if she is ordered to. And that really sets off my anger. What the hell? Are you really that eager for a fight? Of course. The more I fight, the closer I get to the Holy Grail. Battle is our priority. I thought you understood that. Yeah, I know. And it doesn't make any sense. I've been wanting to tell you. You're contradicting yourself. You keep saying fighting is important, but you've never once thought you wanted to fight. You've got no other choice, so you're just fighting because you're forced to. What? That is not true. I do not hesitate to fight. I have told you that I will do anything to win. Yeah, she did say that. But that doesn't mean she likes fighting. As long as you can manage, right? Listen, Saber. If all you needed to do was defeat the other masters to get the Holy Grail, you would have done that already by attacking innocents like Ryder. But you won't do that. That is because it's not that you don't want to involve innocent people. You know very well that people die in battle. That's right. That's why you wanted to minimize the fighting. Once you start fighting, people die, which is why you wanted to end it as quickly as possible. In other words, you're just scared of there being casualties in these battles. Sorry, my mouth is like very dry. Saber's eyes grow wide, like she's seen a ghost, but quickly narrow. She grits her teeth. Thank you for the head pats. Are they? They're still. Okay, there. I fixed it. You are wrong. I am not afraid of fighting. Yeah, you're right. You probably haven't been afraid from the start. But that's only because you squashed all your own feelings, like fear, beneath your duty and beneath your duty and dignity as king. Ridiculous. Yet you don't want to fight. You were just good at it. But that's not a talent you actually wanted. Look, I'm going to be blunt. You're not fit to fight. You never wanted to take up the sword in the first place. You're just saying it's what you want as a way to talk yourself into actually doing it. On top of that, why didn't anyone around her, even herself, figure it out and just say something? Shiro, I will brook no further insult, even from you. You can't stand it because it's the truth. If you admitted it, you'd never be able to fight again. I hear a grinding sound. Saber is glaring at me, trying to hold back her anger. I can't back down now. I know I'm right. I can't back down. So you should stop. You wanted to stop. You know you're not fit to hold a sword, to fight. So just quit. Stop being a servant. Do something that suits you better. It's not too late for her to try to find whatever real human happiness she's always wanted. And for that, I would... Do not be ridiculous. My only option is to fight. I am here only to obtain the Holy Grail. I offered my entire self to protect the vow I made as king. I can do nothing else. That's... She's just an object seeking to obtain the Holy Grail. That's what ticked me off the most. Why does she talk like she's only trying to convince herself? Everyone around her took her at her word because she kept insisting on stuff like this. You idiot, that's not true. There are plenty of other ways to live your life. You're here in this age now. It's not like back when you were alive. You should try to live your life for yourself. Don't make the mistake of using the Holy Grail. What I say next is what I hope for most. Forget about the Holy Grail. Don't use it for anyone else. If you're here, you need to live here happily. My ears pick up the sound of the wind. Saber doesn't answer. She doesn't nod. She only looks straight in my eyes. I cannot agree. I formed a contract to obey you. I did not give you my heart, Master. Saber speaks slowly and clearly. I will not break my vow as a king. I have a responsibility to fulfill my duty. King Arthur's goal is to obtain the Holy Grail. Even if that were finished, I will never go back to being Artoria. My wish remains unchanged. From the moment I drew the sword, my vow could never change. What are you talking about? That's not what you really need to do. You will never be rewarded for what you did, and that's wrong. You don't need the Holy Grail. Besides, Saber's wish won't come true. What's already happened can't be changed. Saber, you can't redo something that's already happened. Or at least, you shouldn't. I know you've already figured that out. No, that is absolutely... Then I'm going to tell you. No matter how bad it ended up, you can't change what happened. Asking for a do-over just because you didn't get the result you wanted is the way a spoiled kid acts. We're at an impasse. Saber doesn't say anything more, and I don't have any more to say. The sound of the wind stops. Or rather, it pauses for a moment. An instant later, it picks back up, just as I feel the wind on my cheek. I thought you of all people would understand. It becomes a headwind. Is that all you have to say after wasting our day? Her voice is cold. I hear only rejection in it. How arrogant. What knowledge can you claim to possess that lets you understand me? You have no right to involve yourself in my affairs. Ordering me not to fight? An untrained master like you, who is so reliant on my protection, has no right to talk. You should keep such drivel to yourself until you are able to fight for yourself. Though I am unsure whether that will ever happen. I mean, she's just saying what we're all thinking. But goddamn. Get his ass, Saber, holy shit. It's about time somebody spoke sternly. No, this isn't just drivel. It most assuredly is. Think only of myself? I could say the same of you. You place no value upon your own life. You say that I am wrong, while doing the very same thing. Only the dead think of prioritizing the lives of others. How can a complete fool who does not know the value of their own life spout such nonsense? Saber, why you... Did I strike a nerve? I would be happy to dissolve our contract right now. You have no desire for the Holy Grail in any case. I will defeat the remaining masters and obtain the Holy Grail alone. If you do not want to fight, then you need only hide. Saber, are you serious? My voice trembles. My teeth are rattling. I'm angrier than I realized. Of course. My only goal is attaining the Holy Grail. Nothing else is important to me. And you, Shiro, are no exception. I struggle to breathe. I try to fight the blackness encroaching on my vision. Try to get my heart beating again. You idiot! Fine, if you're that eager to fight, go do it yourself. I don't care anymore. I can't keep my emotions under control. I yell out some sort of lame excuse, then turn and run. I run away from her. And for an instant, I think I see Saber just standing there, dumbfounded. Damn it! I just run. I don't know why I'm mad, only that I am. So I run in a fit of rage. Nothing else is important to me, and you, Shiro, are no exception. I grit my teeth. Honestly, I'm getting dizzy just thinking back on what she said. I'm so unfocused. I might run into a pole or something. Well, it would be easy if I could do that. If I was only angry at Saber, I should have taken it out on her like an idiot and just been done with it. But something else caused my fit of rage. I'm not mad at Saber. I'm so frustrated that I keep running, and I don't allow myself to catch my breath, because I know I'm a spineless good-for-nothing. Saber just stands there gaping at me. I heard her faintly, just as the wind changed directions. thought you of all people would understand. Damn. The hell I would know that, you idiot. I immediately regret my words and nearly trip. What did those words mean? It sounded like parting words, but also like she'd been about to cry. Now that I think back, that was probably the only honest thing she'd said. She'd hung her head as she muttered that to me. Her voice was a mixture of expectation, disappointment, and pleading. Then, who was the betrayer, and who was betrayed? I run into my room and slam the sliding door. I flop onto the floor, arms and legs splayed. I'm tired of standing. I just want to lie down and go right to sleep. But even when I lie down, my body's on fire. My heart feels like it's about to burst, and my lungs are desperate to take in oxygen. I ran back here at full speed, not pausing even once, so I can't blame my body for the discomfort. I feel like I still haven't run enough, but my body is telling me to slow down. It takes a bit, but I manage to calm down. I take a deep breath, hold it, then release it. After my breathing calms down, there's just one thing left swirling in my head, and it's a simple question. What am I really angry about? It's not really something I need to think about. I was running because I know I'm helpless. I can't help Saber. It's so frustrating. I'm angry with myself. I can't do anything. I said I was going to make her smile. I decided to protect Saber, but I couldn't do anything, and that's making me so angry. But what can I do? If Saber doesn't even want happiness, there's no point in someone else trying to get involved. That's why I tried to help Saber find happiness on her own. But she told me those efforts were futile, even called me an idiot. A fool who doesn't even know the value of his own life, huh? But what do I do with all that? I value my life, and I don't want anything to end it. And my life has nothing to do with Saber. Bringing my circumstances into this wasn't fair. No matter how stupid I am, I know for sure that Saber's wrong. But when she outright rejects me like that, there's not really anything I can do. You also definitely do not value your own life, Shudo. You have major survivor's guilt, and you need to go to therapy. Damn. Ugh. She can do whatever the hell she wants. I roll over to lay flat on my face. Now all I see is the tatami mat, so I might as well close my eyes and empty my mind. I don't care what happens to Saber. If the Holy Grail is so important, then she should just marry it. That's a stupid fuck. That cliche just took me completely out of the story. The Holy Grail is so important, why don't you just marry it? That's so dumb. If she's going to be this stubborn after I told her this so many times, I should just stay out of it, or I'll end up getting burned. Actually, I might not get out of that mess with only a burn. I might actually get really hurt. Hell? I've already gotten hurt. This is worse than just getting burned. I met her, fought with her multiple times, and to survive, I saw into the depths of her heart in a moment of incredible intimacy. I remember her heat, the light deep inside her. I don't know why I'm remembering this now. There's a faraway grassy field, memories of a girl left behind. The moment I think back to that beauty, nothing matters anymore. What Saber says doesn't matter. You're just a thing to fight. And don't expose your own weakness for crying out loud. Saber is just unfair. I don't know what exactly is unfair about her, but I know something is. Angry as I am, I can't hate her. The more I want to forget her, the harder it gets. It's all tangled up. Damn. So the person who falls in love just gets screwed over? But I can't help it. I can't give up no matter how many times she tells me it's useless. I just have to see it through to the end. I thought you of all people would understand. I remember her face there, on the verge of tears. Does that mean... will she make that face every time I do something like this? But I can't. No matter what happens, I can't agree. I'm going to keep doing this, even if I'm wrong. If she's really important to me, I'll never apologize to her. I think I hear a sound. I'm not sure when the sun's set, but the room's gone dark. The ticking of the clock is getting annoying. Hey, how long are you going to sleep? I need you to wake up, for crying out loud. Huh? I keep saying you need to wake up. It's already past 10. Ilya won't shut up about how hungry she is, so you need to wake up and deal with this. She sounds upset. I snap to full wakefulness. It's past 10? I jump up. Yep, it's 10:17 to be exact. It's way too late for dinner. Tozuka stands over me looking annoyed. Sorry, I fell asleep. I'll be out soon, so wait in the living room. That's fine, but where's Saber? Huh? If she's not here, I guess the dojo or the living room? Shiro, I'm asking because she's not here. Tozuka is serious, and I instantly realize what that means. Don't tell me. She hasn't come back yet. And I think I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Because I know vaguely, generally, how the story ends, I'm gonna split this chapter into two parts. We've been live for about 2 hours. I'm not confident I can finish this chapter out in another 1 hour. So we're going to continue this again next week. She's either lost like Zoro or she's gone fighting Blondie. Yeah, no, she left. She's gone. It was pretty clear. Time to stream your reactions to TikToks? Absolutely not. If I ever do react content, it will be because I had a really bad day. or something. Or if I'm like eating food and just we want to put on a video while I'm doing like a super long stream or something. Absolutely not. I do not like react content. It would be one thing if it's like, oh, I'm reacting to like there's some certain professional who's reacting to something that was made in that same profession, like some professional musician is reacting to some song by somebody. Like, that would be something, because now you have, like, credentials. But me sitting here reacting to TikToks, I would never really want to do that, I don't think. Like, that feels to me like bare bones content. That's not me. I wouldn't want to do that. We had a very dramatic chapter today. Very dramatic half chapter today. It will get more dramatic for next week, I'm sure. Well, it'll get more plot dramatic. This was very character dramatic, which, like, man, it really did take us the entire route to get here, huh? Like, this is a conversation that Shiro and Saber should have had way earlier on, except for the fact that it would have fundamentally changed the plot, because they would not be able to work together like that. But, like, I'm so... There's some catharsis in them finally fighting each other, right? In them finally voicing what they truly believe and arguing about it. And Shiro has been wrong about a lot, but also, he's in love with her, so, like, I can't really blame her. Romance isn't very believable in the first place. Yeah, it's very one-sided. It feels very one-sided. It feels like Shiro fell in love with Saber, and Saber just doesn't care. Like, not out of, like, malignance, but, like, because she can't afford to fall in love. She has a mission. She's going to... If she accomplishes her mission, then she successfully dies and becomes a servant. For real. And if she doesn't accomplish her mission, then she vanishes and moves on to the next Holy Grail War. There is no way that she can stay with Shiro. I felt a bit forced by the fact that he dreamed her dreams. Yeah, it's more... And it kind of... It's rough, because... It's so... It's as if Shiro fell in love with the legend rather than the person, you know? But then he's talking as if he's fallen in love with the person, who he doesn't even really know, because this is their first time going out and doing anything casual together. It's so... I wish this had happened chapters and chapters ago, even though I know it couldn't have, because stuff was... There was too much plot going on. But, like, man... This might unironically be the weakest route. It kind of sucks. It's painful to me. Like, becoming friends with someone whose dad works at Nintendo. I don't think that's what I meant. That doesn't... Wait. No. Wait a minute. It's like... I don't know. It just feels so... It's like apples to oranges. I don't know if I would even... Because Saber's right. They are, like, kind of the same. Shiro's self-sacrificing because of his trauma and his survivor complex. I was memeing, but yeah. And then Saber... Saber, her whole shtick is being the self-sacrificing king. She's the just king, and like she even voices that opinion in Phase Zero, right? She speaks with Ryder and Archer about what it means to be a king, and she's the odd one out in that conversation. The other two are like, you are delusional. A king should lead by example. He should not be a defender of his people. He should be the epitome of his people. He should be boisterous and gaudy and powerful, and he should be the example for his people to strive for and be prosperous, rather than be a shield for them so that they don't experience life to its fullest. They should be like that, and regardless of whether or not you agree with Saber or with Ryder and Archer, it's clear that Saber feels similarly to how Shiro feels about himself. It's clear that Saber feels about herself the same way that Shiro feels about himself, that his whole only duty is to protect and sacrifice for other people. So it's so strange that they have so much in common on that pretty fundamental level, but still just can't get along. But it kind of makes sense, actually, because they're both so self-sacrificing that they can't allow the other to sacrifice anything for the one, because they're the one that has to sacrifice. It's so complicated. It's so dramatic, and I like it because it's dramatic, but I'm pissed off because this is the second to last chapter, and all of the rest of the content in this entire visual novel, in this entire route, is just going to be combat and plot stuff. Anyway, Unlimited Blade Works is peak. Let's find somebody to raid. Oh man. Oh, Fillion's playing the first Berserker. Fillion's playing the last Berserker Kazan. First Berserker Kazan. I want to play that game. I still haven't bought it. But like, man, I wish it came out like 2 weeks from when it did, because I already had plans for this week. Let's... Oh, wait! Oh, I know who we should go say hi to. Let's send a raid off to Kyo. She's doing a subathon. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kyo has already hit all of her like incentive goals for the subathon. But go support her anyway. Kyo's really cool. I have yet to set up any kind of collab or something with her. I totally want to play with Kyo sometime, but she usually streams. She usually starts stream like well after I'm off stream. Time zones are tough, so I don't know if we'll ever work anything out. But Kyo's really cool, and I'd love to hang and play games with her sometime. Go give her some support. We've been over there before. Next time you see me will be tomorrow. We're going to be playing Dark Souls 2. Scholar of the First Sin for the first time. Time zones, am I right? I feel you, Clay, I hear you. But yes, tomorrow, April 1st, oddly enough, marks the 10-year anniversary of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. So I'm going to be trying it for the first time. Wish me luck. So yeah, I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for joining me. Next week we're going to finish up this chapter, and maybe if we have the time, we'll move on to the next chapter. But that'll probably be another week. Till then, be nice, have fun, raid Leaf, and I will see you guys.